Governor.
All right, mate. I can't see your fucking video.
There is no video.
Yeah, but I can only see your fucking beautiful face.
I've got tape across me camera thing, so Bill Gates can't watch me jerk off.
You what? Oh, you got a bit of blue tack on it, so they can't see. So the CIA can't see you wanking.
That's right. Actually, I think it also covers my sound hole, so my sound's always bad. But I'm like, fuck it, it's fine.
You sound always bad because it's that microphone.
Yeah, I don't have a microphone. It's covered with tape. But don't you think there's a certain amount of rustic charm to that?
Yeah, I know your listeners can't see this, but we're having a great time. I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'm freezing. It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
I would love to say that I know that the key to success in podcasting is to say that you love weed and you smoke weed all the time, but I don't like it.
How long since you smoked weed?
I've only ever done it a couple of times. I didn't like it.
Why not? Lose control. Little control freak, little Hitler.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's what it is, mate.
Fair enough. What about when you get pissed?
When I get pissed, I don't lose control.
Never. You never black out?
No, not really, no.
You're not drinking hard enough?
No, I've never done that.
All right, calm down. I've got to do my formal introduction, so just slow your roll. Welcome back to the Brown Snake interview series, you miserable scum. This week's guest is William from the History Homos podcast, who I've always looked up to as a professional podcaster until he turns up to my show 24 minutes late.
Yeah.
How do you explain yourself?
I regularly do that to my own show, to be fair, so...
It takes you 10 minutes to crank up your steam-powered computer.
Mate, it's fucking shit. It's all full of cornflake milk. It used to be the child's computer when she was a baby. I'm not interested in computers, so I had to resurrect something for when we started the podcast. So I found this computer and got it going, and it's still plugged in exactly the same spot as it was that day over 2 years ago. Basically, the kid used to spill.
This unprofessionalism and tardy nature is why England lost their empire.
No, I don't think England did lose their empire.
Well, they passed it on to the USA.
Yeah, they took over the USA, I think. Well, England. I mean, look, there's these two kids in an orphanage. It's like, imagine Oliver Twist, right? These two kids in an orphanage in Victorian London.
Hang on a second. Is that the one where he gets all that soup and wants more soup?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
I'm fucking traumatized by that shit. That was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. But these two kids, they're queuing up to get their thin gruel. And on the map of the workhouse where they are, there's a map on the wall of the workhouse where they are. There's a map of the British Empire, or the world, which most of it is the British Empire, coloured in red, right? And one of them says to the other, Here, look at that, Charlie. Look how much land we own. So don't fucking tar me with that British Empire bullshit.
I will.
It's the British Empire belongs to the banks. And now America belongs to the banks. So fucking...
Who owns the banks?
Congratulations. Well, to find that out, you have to tune into History Homos podcast.
There we go. Isn't it true?
I wouldn't possibly say that on your show.
Isn't it true you were just doing a big shit and that's what delayed you?
Yeah, and I have it from the producer of my show, who I'm sure you've never heard of, told me that you were doing a shit at the same time, and then you confirmed it.
Yeah, here's the difference between you and me, son. I can feel a shit brewing, and I squeeze it out like an artillery shell. Bang! White. Back in.
I actually
logged on time.
I actually roared while I was doing mine. I so didn't want to be late, but unfortunately, I didn't start starting the computer process early enough. I should have. It takes half an hour. to warm up.
I just hope you learn from it.
Yeah.
You know what? I was wondering while I was waiting here for 24 minutes for you. Do you ever take photographs or videos of your shits and send them to mates?
I used to do in the days of film. Yeah.
What, you don't have film on your phone?
It's too easy on the phone. The big thing for me was when people started putting those disposable cameras on the tables at weddings.
But I don't go to weddings.
Well, I used to do in the 90s and 80s before mobile phones.
Shit. They've always been shit weddings. Don't you stand up for big weddings?
I'm not. Listen, I agree.
You participate in the industry.
You've been married twice, you cunt.
I've eloped twice, arsehole. Twice. 2 opportunities to get married. I'm like, you want to marry me? Fuck off. Let's elope. Twice.
Right, fair enough. But listen, I used to have to go to weddings, okay? And when weddings got good, when they used to put disposable cameras on the tables at the reception. So what you'd do, because the bride, dumb bitch that she was, wanted to have all the people at the wedding take photographs with each other with this disposable camera, and she'd put them in the wedding album. So I would just sneak one, take off somebody else's table, by the way, take it to the toilet, curl one out, take a photograph of that, and put it back on the table.
Genius.
So
was that at your wedding?
No, I didn't do it at my wedding.
Haven't you been married 15 times?
Just twice, same as you, brother.
Well, how many women have you had kids to?
2.
Oh, I thought you had 3 or 4 wives. I saw you like Henry VIII.
Yeah, well, it's complicated. I've got kids I took responsibility for who have biologically nothing to do with me. I still regard them as my kids because you can't just say, your mum's turns out your mum's a cunt.
Was that them 2 kids from the orphanage you were talking about?
Yeah, they've got a lot of land. They lost
enough.
all their fucking land, mate. America's got it now.
Fucking America. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
No, well, people often ask me, why did you get married again? And I don't have an answer.
No, it is a really stupid thing to do, isn't it?
I got no defense, mate.
Well, the sort of third one that I would have married.
Here we go. There is a third.
Yeah, but so the second one that I had kids by, I was like, no, I'm not marrying you because you'll just fucking bend me over and fucking ruin me.
Well, they all do. They can't help it.
No, they're just
Isn't it true? One of your women, your wives or whatever, you didn't talk to her for a year.
Yeah, 13 months actually.
That's awesome. How'd that happen?
Listen,
that's the greatest story ever.
She didn't talk to me for a year. I have a basic principle I live by that I like sort of manners, hello, goodbye, excuse me, that kind of thing. I'll do that to anybody, my worst enemy, because I think that's what makes the world go round. So I did that, but she fucking blanked me. I'd say, oh, good morning. And she'd blank me. And I like, great, it's still going on. And so
what started the Cold War?
I don't know. It would have been it was basically whatever I said was fucking wrong. So any kind of conversation that we got involved in, she'd start talking about some fucking shit, and I'd say I'd try and have an opinion on it, to say something, and then that would upset her. So I was just like, well, that's fine then. Let's just not bother with that. So it was literally just, I would go, could you pass the salt, please?
Wrong.
Yeah. But nothing beyond that. And she never said a word to me for 13 months. It was great. And
I think the mistake is trying to talk to your wife in the first place. That's where you went wrong.
Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't do anything because, I never want to say anything to them except pass the salt and good morning and, hello.
Hang on a second. You're contradicting yourself. You just said you had opinions on whatever she was babbling on about.
Yeah, but exactly. I was trying to be nice to her, saying, oh, you're babbling on to me. Okay, I'll try and fucking join in with your fucking prattle,
Nonsense.
your womanly
nonsense.
prattle. And I just end up getting in trouble for it. So, like, I was like, fuck this. Basically, it started off like she'd start off with some shit like that, and I just go, I don't know, whatever. And so she got upset with that then, and then wouldn't talk to me. And I was like, whoa, this is fucking great. I haven't heard a fucking word from this cunt. And by the way, after 13 months, when she started talking to me again, guess what it was?
What?
She wanted some money.
Well, it worked out in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, she fucked off in the end.
Perfect. Do you reckon you'll ever get married again, find another woman?
Nah.
You went for a craze. I remember we were talking, and you were interested in some sort of, I don't know, dumpy woman who can cook a pie, steak and kidney pie. For some reason,
Well,
you're obsessed with offal.
Yeah, I like a steak and kidney pie. I would marry it. I mean, look, I would marry a woman who had a lot more money than me and just wanted to look after me.
So you're basically a whore.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like,
I'm not judging you.
I mean, and I'd fuck her once a week or whatever, no matter what she looked like.
Tone it down, mate. Well, that's another thing that brings me to.
Sorry. I thought it was on a racy podcast.
No, this is you got an edgy podcast. I've got a boring sort of Barbara Walters style of podcast.
It's family show.
I'm Oprah Winfrey.
Listen, the whole family clusters around the wireless and listens to this.
As they fucking should.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it available on Crystal Set?
Yeah. AM radio, governor. Hey, let me hear your Australian accent. What do you got?
All right. Well, listen, I'll tell you about me turning Australian. You're an anti-shoe guy, aren't you? You're not a shoe enthusiast. Right. You don't enjoy shoes.
Well, they're stupid.
I've switched sides, mate. I'm on your side now.
I heard you had a holiday.
Yeah.
And you embraced the freedom.
Also, I wore the same pair of swim shorts for 8 days.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
Yeah. And obviously no underpants. On the first day, I was a bit constipated and they got a big skid mark in him. So while I was brushing my teeth, I just rinsed them out under the tap.
Oh, Jesus. No, that's too far.
Yeah. Nah, mate. It was beautiful. I had to put a bit of Savlon on my bollocks when I got home. But anyway, apropos of that, I hope you don't mind me doing this, but I've got one of your sponsors got in touch with me.
Well, go on.
They heard about this. Okay, so this is on the. Listen, listener, you need to listen to History Homos podcast. And this is basically a trial run for a new sponsorship. Hello, dear man. Getting stressed about where to go for your vacation this year? Take the Babylon out to travel. Book your all-inclusive Caribbean holiday with No Sandals. At No Sandals exclusive resorts, we know Rastaman don't want to wear no shoe. In fact, him can leave him shoe in VIP lounge in airport of him departure. And no need see them no more till him get back. Enjoy your downtime with like-minded people who don't wear no shoe nowhere. No shoe in restaurant, no shoe on plane, no shoe on golf course neither. Book right now at nosandals.com and use promo code MULLET30. And No Sandals will include a free baggage upgrade so a man can take him home pillow on a holiday. That promo code again? It's MULLET30 at nosandals.com for free pillow transport. Sorry about that, but I just had to get it in. It's part of the contract.
As long as I get my cut, I'm good.
Yeah, you're all right.
Your accent's way better than mine. I tried doing that. It was a disaster.
I heard it. I thought it was great. I'm an avid listener to your show. As I say, we all cluster around the Crystal Set and...
well, you're obviously a fucking idiot then. But getting back to your politeness, which annoys me. I don't like it. I think you need to be a bit ruder to people, but you've once said
I am rude to people, but the basics of please and thank you. Listen, I always tell my kids, like, you've got to do that with even your worst enemy, people you don't like. You don't just do it to people you like, because that's, excuse me. You can show them you don't like them in other ways. You don't have to make yourself look a cunt.
Like murder.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, look, the worst thing you've ever said to me, and I'm still wake up in a sweat some nights thinking about this, is that you said any woman who politely asks you, you'd have sex with.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucking retarded, mate. What if she's got short hair?
I've done that.
What if she's morbidly obese?
Well, look, she's going to have to give me a hand with that. I'll probably have to
thumb in a softie.
No, I can always get hard.
Even with a fat pig.
Yeah.
What if she's a 75-year-old fat pig with short hair?
She's got the politeness to that girl is a higher bar. She's got to be cooking my dinners, doing all my laundry, making my bed and all that stuff. And once a week, I'll smash it.
So there's a sliding scale to your kindness.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's like some skinny fucking 30-year-old whore.
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, she don't even have to ask. All she's got to do is drop her guard for a moment.
Well, yeah. Well, if she's really hot but impolite, would you still have sex with her?
Yes. Done that.
This is chaos.
But, yeah, it's basically, even if I really don't want to, if they really do want to, it seems rude not to. Because it's not that bad. It's still putting your penis in a hoo-ha, isn't it? And jiggling about until white stuff comes out.
You know, you don't want any abortions.
Fucking ass sex is a bit shit, though, isn't it?
No, good one. Shit, nice.
Yeah.
I forgot
it's not great, though, is it really?
Nah, it's not really. You got to try it, and then you're like, the vagina's a lot better.
It is, yeah.
No, I'm with you. Fair enough. Are women funny?
Some of them are.
Who?
I think the funniest thing I've ever seen I'm not a fanboy of this person, but the funniest tweet I've ever seen was Karen Feehan.
What was it?
She quote tweeted this agent saying, some fucking casting agent from Hollywood was saying, because of the new diversity policy, they were actively looking to hire Asian American women. This was when all this fucking Trump hates chinks thing was going on because of Coof.
Yeah.
And she just quote tweeted it with the comment, Titan's ponytail.
That is pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good. So yeah, I mean, they can be. But as a rule, no, they're not.
No, not in day-to-day life, are they?
No, they're insufferable.
Awful.
I mean, like, I've pretty much completely cut myself off from them, and it's great.
Well, I'm trying to be more tolerant of women.
Yeah.
But I'm failing.
Well, the thing is, you're the Zen master, aren't you? You're always striving to make the world a better place. And
not really.
Very much misreading what's going on.
You know, you are definitely misreading me. I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's the odd exception, but no, spending time with women is miserable unless you're actually ejaculating on them.
Yeah, if you take that out, if you take that away, it's not good.
I can remember when I was a young man, the older generation was so fucking right about so many things. And I remember a fella I worked with, an older fella, saying, if you couldn't fuck him, you wouldn't talk to him, would you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They say that. Yeah. Well, they say it a bit differently in Australia, but they say if she never comes, she'd be useless.
Yeah.
But I think ours is more.
That's about as much use as the bottom half of a mermaid.
Dumb fucking Sheila. What about
In fact,
female guests on podcasts? Let's run them through. You like Carrie Carabas. She's funny.
She's awesome. Yeah, I love Carrie Carabas.
Patty
I mean,
Rosberg.
I've never. She's a good podcast guest, but she's never been on my show, so I don't really know her that well. I love Monica Perez. She's cool.
Yeah.
She's like a based tradcath woman. She's a great woman, but she's married, so off limits.
That's all right. She exists. I respect her.
She's also in California, so that makes it a bit tricky.
What about the slutty chicks on Twitter and podcasts? You know, the whores, they go on that Chrissy Mayers show and poke their tits out and get a few dollars.
I mean, like, Karen Feehan does that. I think she's funny. But when you've said, out of all that lot, when you've said that, that's the only one I do like.
Yeah.
Keanu Thompson seems like a nice girl, but I just hate the fact that she does that OnlyFans thing. I think that's horrible.
I like the fact that she's skinny.
Yeah, I mean, she's an attractive young lady, but she's too much of a good egg to be fucking flashing her tits.
I agree. I feel a bit fatherly about it. I'm like, oh, Jesus, Keanu, get it together. But
it's not good, is it?
We're old men. But you're like me. You don't like the big fat chicks with the big fat ass and big dumb tits.
Well, I don't mind a shapely ass, but massive tits just put me off. I don't know what to do with them.
I just think it's indicative that she's fat. So I just see fat.
Yeah, even if she's not fat now, she's gonna be.
Exactly. That's what the kids don't get.
Yeah,
I'm a long-term forecaster.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And we are drowning in a sea of obese women flaunting their bodies. Yeah. And I've had enough.
But don't worry though. The ones with the small tits can get fat too. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I have too. Though some of the skinniest chicks at school who you sort of pass over became the hottest in their 30s.
Well, isn't that the plot of every 1980s movie?
Well, I can't remember. But anyway, for the kids listening, write that down. Your uncles are talking, and there's wisdom in what they say.
We've been there. We've got the scars.
That's right. Now tell me, William, why is England so bleak and depressing looking?
Why is it so? Well, because there's a lot of clouds, I guess.
Well, I don't like it.
It's fine. You're a pretty long way away from it, isn't it?
And then you look at the buildings are all dreary and drab, and you're like, ugh. I watch the English programs, and it's horrible. How do you live there?
Well, I don't watch television. That's how I do it.
Well, you got eyes. You walk around. You've got to live there.
It's nice where I live.
Is it sunny?
It's as sunny as anywhere in England. I was just been in Norfolk. That's the sunniest place in England.
Yeah, my wife wants to visit England and Ireland, and I'm mortified because I think I'd just be depressed with all the cloud and buildings. I'm like, I don't want to go. I couldn't think of anything worse.
If you like rain, Ireland's great. I mean, England's pretty good, but Ireland has got us beat hands down.
Yeah, well,
you know how Ireland's known as the Emerald Isle?
Yeah,
it's green because it's always fucking raining.
But you need sun as well to make the chlorophyll.
Well, they're getting enough sun through the clouds to do that. It is green.
I'll tell you how stupid I am. And this is how ignorant I am.
You don't need to tell me that. It's all right, I know.
You know how Ireland's like a separate island across the yonder?
Yeah.
I thought that was Scotland. I honestly thought that was Scotland. And then Ireland was above you.
No, you got those reversed.
No, I know. I realise that now, mate.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's fine. That's not that stupid. You just got the names wrong. It doesn't matter, does it? I mean, like, South Australia isn't even the most south bit of Australia, is it? That's gay. Like,
no,
so
that's true. It's fake news.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
You call it fake news Australia.
And isn't, like, you're a Yorkshireman.
Aye.
Isn't that used to be part of Scotland?
Did it? Fuck.
It did.
No, it didn't, you fucking idiot.
It did. I read it.
How could it be part of Scotland? Scotland's
Well,
on the other side of the
talk
Irish
funny.
Sea.
You talk funny like him.
We don't talk like them. When the Scots invaded in the fucking when the Scots came down in the Civil War, it was fucking Yorkshiremen who sent them back.
Yeah, right. It wasn't you, was it?
We've got another guest here. Do you want to talk to Charlie?
All right, Charlie.
Hang on a minute. I'll give him my headphones.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah?
Do you ever get scared when your dad lets out a big roar when he does a poo?
No.
Oh, I'd find it very disturbing. Do you like your dad's long hair?
Yeah, I love it.
Really? Because he looks like a lion.
No, it doesn't.
He does.
It doesn't.
It smells like one.
Does he do big farts?
Not lately.
What? What sort of father doesn't fart constantly? This is a joke.
Okay.
Hey, Charlie,
Yeah?
do you ever talk to Queen Elizabeth?
What?
Do you ever talk to that Queen Elizabeth?
No, she's horrible.
Is she?
Yeah?
Why?
Oh, no. My dad tells me she is.
Well, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to put a revolution and put a head on a pike.
Okay.
All right, get on it.
Okay.
You got any plugs?
Okay.
You want to plug anything, or shall I do it? We've got that project we're doing, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to tell them about it, or you? Okay, give me the cans. Yep.
She's adorable.
Charlie-
How old is she? 4? 5?
She's 7.
Whatever.
Yeah. So we're working on a project together.
What is it?
It's
Revolution?
working title is Shit Car State of Mind. I think you might have been let in on this already.
All right.
But I think we might have to call it Cheap Car State of Mind.
Well, you're like me.
But
You're like an old shit heap to drive around in. You're not a proud man.
Yeah.
You get...
Well, I'm proud. I'm proud of keeping the fucking thing going rather than how much I paid for this piece of shit.
And I get perverse pleasure in annoying people with how shit my car is.
Yeah, me too.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, with our recent camping trip, we've broken the suspension on my car. I'm
Are
fixing.
you getting that fat?
Yeah, I am getting pretty fat.
Fair enough.
We loaded the car up with tons of stuff and drove it 600 miles, and it broke the suspension. Only a little bit. It's only a little bit broke, but there's one bearing that really does need replacing. That's pretty deep in the whole weird French system. Not to bore you with that, but to get Charlie involved in it, she's shooting the video of like a YouTube how-to video of me fixing it.
Fantastic.
Which is going to involve several days of me skinning my knuckles and smashing things with a hammer. But we're doing it with the philosophy of shit car state of mind. So, like, if you're a normal guy running an old car, you go, oh well, I've got to do this bearing that's here. I've got to take this, and this off. I'll replace all that stuff as well while I'm doing it. So because it'll say. But with a really shit car, you don't know what the next thing to go wrong is going to be. It could be the wiring loom might catch fire or something. So
it could be anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, so why the fuck have I changed all this stuff?
Not bare minimum.
Bare minimum. So we're taking this whole axle apart, changing a bearing in the middle of it, putting it all back together again. And we're not going to, the aim is to try and do it without replacing any of the consumable parts on the way. We're trying
and that is the correct way to do it.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Even if I get a full tank of petrol, I get nervous that I'm over-investing in my car.
Yeah.
I do an oil change every 3 years.
Yeah,
Plenty.
whether it needs it or not.
Yeah, 3 years, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I've never had a bearing go. It's 1999. Never had a bearing go. But it does shudder when I drive up a hill. My car shudders. I don't like the feel of it. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know.
Exactly. You don't need to know. The only reason that this fault with my car came to my attention is that I was stopped at a railroad crossing, as they call it in America. And a guy got out of a van behind me and says, your offside back wheel is fucking flapping all over the place when you're driving along. I'm like, oh, really? And then I had a look at it and I noticed that the inside of the rear tire had been polishing the inside of the wheel arch. And I'm like, there's got to be some play in that bearing somewhere.
Yeah, you can't have a wreck in your tires and wheels.
No, tires are too expensive, aren't they? So anyway, tune into Shit Car State of Mind to find out all about that.
Where is that going to be shown?
I don't know yet. It might be on the History Homos channel, or we might start a new channel and promote History Homos on it, because our YouTube channel is pretty much defunct.
Yeah, you should do a YouTube channel. It's easier.
Yeah.
And keep it safe.
Yeah, just do other things and
ease people into it.
History Homos at the end. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can't go too hard.
Our show
Jesus Christ.
Our show's never going to be on YouTube.
No.
But we can do other stuff and talk about our show on it. So
yeah.
But our show's going to be pretty fun. The Shit Car State of Mind is going to be pretty funny. And it's basically, you've seen those, when something goes wrong with your car, you go, I'll look it up on YouTube. How do you fix it? And it's always some guy in clean overalls with an air gun and he's got a fucking proper ramp.
Yeah, he's a wanker.
Yeah. Well, this is a guy with a mustache and a mullet saying, listen, I'm going to show you how to do it wrong. And then after I've fucked it up, I'm going to show you how to fix your fuck up.
Yeah.
And,
no, I love it.
The car is currently on axle stands in the street.
What do you drive?
These are the production stands. So a Peugeot 206. You probably don't even have those in Australia, do you? It's not a V8.
No, it's a bit gay, mate. But I've only got a V6, which is very effective.
How much do you pay for your car?
What, in 1999?
You bought it new?
Yeah.
You fucking mug.
I know. I regret it. But I've still got it.
That's fine. Yeah, you redeemed yourself.
Yeah, I've had it for 23 years, and I treat it like a work ute. I've absolutely flogged it, destroyed it. It looks like shit, and I can't kill her.
Honestly, that's the only time buying a new car makes sense, is if you're going to keep it until it's just a heap of dust. Yeah. Then it makes sense. It's fine. But do you want to know what I paid for my car? £0 and 0 pence. I got it given 2 years ago. And so it's worth me investing £7.50 in a bearing and 3 days of skinning my knuckles in the street.
Oh, absolutely. But what are you going to drive in the meantime is my question. Like, where are you going to get
nothing? We had to go. The last job before starting the repair was go and get some food to last us until I fixed it.
What, do you walk or get a bus?
There's no buses out here. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere, mate.
Well, how far to the supermarket?
5 miles.
You walk 5 miles with food?
No, I went in the car. It still runs. It's just got a fault.
You said it was up on blocks.
It is now. It ran this morning before I started doing the job.
I can't take this.
Well, tune into the show. It'll all be explained.
All right.
We've recruited this excellent producer for the show as well, which you'll never have heard of him, but he's a pretty good guy.
Is that Irish knob?
But yeah, the production values are going to be sky high on this one.
I was talking to that young lad the other day, and he said in Ireland you can't buy a 6 or 8 cylinder car. Everything's 4-cylinder.
You must be able to buy a 6-cylinder car.
I think it's so taxed, it's cost prohibitive that no one does.
Okay, yeah.
And then he'll show you a video, and they got these pissy little narrow roads that infuriate me. And at some point you got to modernise your stupid country. Take off a bit of the green fields, mate. You
should see our country, mate. It's the same as Ireland. Roads. where I live, it's same as Ireland roads wise. Yeah, it's narrow little roads. We've got some wide roads as well, but we don't like them. Charlie, do you prefer motorways? Do you like motorways or narrow roads?
I prefer narrow roads
Why?
because motorways are more longer and bigger than narrow roads.
Which is the more boring, narrow roads or motorways?
Motorways.
There you go. There you
No,
go.
she's
From
right.
the mouths of babes.
Nah, she's right.
She won you over.
Yeah.
Listen, no one could say you're unreasonable.
No, well, she makes some good points, but you know, I like the mix. If you're in a hurry, you want to drive to the city, you don't want to fuck around on back roads, do you?
Well, I don't know. I'm never in a rush.
But you're old. You don't have much time left.
Yeah.
You're
I don't
older
wanna
than me,
spend it
are
on
you?
the motorway, getting hypnotized. I
Hey,
mean,
you're
I
older than-
drive on fucking motorways for work. It's boring.
How old are you?
52.
Ugh, silly
You're
old
a mere
bastard.
lad. You're a mere lad at 51, aren't you?
That's right. Pops. Now, I got some more questions about England.
Well, maybe in a year, your media empire will be as big as mine.
No, I'll
'Cause
quit by
you're
then.
on about the same. Yeah, when I was your age, I was at about the same stage as you a year ago.
Yeah, I'm going to quit.
You might. No, I think you'll eclipse. I think you'll eclipse me.
I guarantee I'll quit.
All right.
The guests can't even turn up on time.
Yeah, but we got an extra one.
I got questions about your country, and you're the only English bloke I really know. You and
All right,
Jeremiah.
Who the fuck? Oh, Jeremiah on Twitter.
Yeah.
Good egg.
Yeah, he's a good egg. I like him.
Yeah.
Now, why couldn't England conquer and retain Ireland?
It did for a long time.
But you kept Scotland and you lost Ireland. What happened?
Scotland got us.
Yeah, but you won in the end.
No, it's
England's clearly in charge of Scotland.
that's what
Be honest, they're scum.
Look. It's too complicated to explain. We'd have to do a History Homos episode on this.
Well, can't you simplify your ideas, son?
Ireland was a dominion of England. Scotland never was. Scotland and England became the United Kingdom.
Oh, so they merged on equal terms.
No, they merged on Scotland having been in charge. Scotland being the monarch. Scotland supplied the monarch. England supplied the fucking country worth living in.
When was this?
I don't know. A long time ago. So like this whole fucking Mordag, we're all getting fucked over by the English. Well, listen, there's nobody more pro Scottish independence than me. I think every country should be broken down into the smallest political units possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck countries. Fuck that.
Fuck the nation state. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charlie.
We should all be city states. She can't hear it. It's on her phone. So, I'm not. But the fact is, I'm not pro England and anti Scotland. I'm anti England and anti Scotland. I think that each little area, whatever naturally happens, should be its own governing self. But the facts are that it was a Scottish throne that got England, not the English throne that got Scotland when it happened. So it ain't fucking England ruling over Scotland. The only reason England rules over Scotland is because we generate more income than them, despite the fact that they're the ones with the natural resources.
Well, all your excuse me, all your kings and queens speak English, like they sound like English people.
Yeah, but a lot of Scottish, like a lot of have you ever seen a white person who was brought up in Jamaica?
No.
I did a pretty good impression of him.
Yeah, that was a shock.
Tony Cozier, you remember him?
Yeah, but he's not white.
He was white.
No, he wasn't.
He was as white as the
No, he was
background
something.
against Spain.
He was something.
Tony Cozier was a white guy. He was the grandson of the governor of Jamaica or something. He was a 100% white guy who lived all his life in Jamaica, been brought up in Jamaica. And him talk like a that, man.
Yeah, he did. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, what about the Welsh people? What happened to them?
I don't know about that.
Are
They were
they
basically-
human?
Well, they are. I like them.
But they talk so oogly boogly.
Oh, that's lovely, boy. Oh. Do you know what the Welsh for fax is?
What?
You know the fax machines? The
Yeah.
Welsh for fax is fax. Spell FFACS.
Yeah, well, my wife's friend married a Welsh guy. He's a chef, and he's a big bald prick. He looks like Shrek. And I say to him, I can't understand a fucking word you're saying, mate. And he gets so angry at me. But how's that my fault? He moved here.
Yeah.
I said, stop with your oogly boogly, you Shrek-looking prick. And he gets all bent out of shape.
Well, he's mostly from North Wales, then, I guess. Because, like, South Wales, what I found, actually, as I go around, the places where they did coal mining are the places where people are fun. And the places where it was always just nice, pretty countryside, people are a bit cunty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I've got a daughter who's 18 now, and when she was like 2, no, she must have been younger than that, little baby just walking. We took her to South Wales on holiday in a caravan. And I remember going to the only place you could get beer at whatever day we arrived was this fucking petrol station with a supermarket attached kind of thing. So there's this massive queue or line for the American listeners of don't touch that. So of people waiting to pay for their fuel, and I walked in wanting to buy a bottle of wine or some shit with the little baby in the crook of my arm, and there's like a big line of people going up to the counter, and the woman behind the counter just clocked me coming in holding the baby, and she goes, "Oh, what a lovely little baby that is. Oh, can I have a look at her?" And there's like 20 people in the fucking line in front of me. And they just passed her down like a fucking bucket of water down a bucket chain up to the counter. And the woman had a look at her, gave her a little tickle in the chin, and then passed her back all the way back to me. I'm like, yeah, it's just pretty fucking cool down here. I like this.
That's how it is around here, mate. That's normal. Yeah. I've had 5
kids.
Coal
mining. New South Wales must be pretty fucking coal mining, or they wouldn't have called it New South Wales, would they?
Well, there is a lot of coal mining here, actually. But that's not cool anymore. You got to let the Chinese do it worse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got we're the last coal mine in England, like 5 miles away from here, and it's gone.
Yeah,
now.
Thanks, Thatcher.
It wasn't even fucking Thatcher. It was
It don't matter.
Whoever it was. It don't make no difference, does it?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's not talk about that.
No. Are you glad you left the EU?
Doesn't make any difference, as it turns out. I was at the time, but it turns out it's just a one world government anyway. Everything else was an illusion the whole time.
Well, nothing changes, really, does it?
Yeah.
All right. Can you explain to me? I always get confused between the difference between earls, dukes, barons, lords. What is it all? Who's the king? Like the pecking order? How does it work?
So if you're not a king or a prince, the next best thing you can be is a duke.
That's a. What do you get out of that? Do you get extra land or something?
You get to go into dinner first in front of everybody except the king.
Is that all you get?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like order of precedence. So like the butler goes in before the parlourmaid. You know what I mean?
No.
So you get the order of going into dinner is dukes, then marquises. They come after dukes. Then
I've never heard of a marquises.
A marquis. So like the Marquis of Granby, for instance.
That sounds French.
It was imported by the Normans, yes. the whole this whole system is French.
Yeah,
It was William the Conqueror that brought this shit over.
1066 bitches. That's where my family come over. And beat the
Mine too.
scum. Push the Welsh into Wales where they belong.
Fucking picked bastards.
Fucking scum.
So, so it's Duke, Marquis, whose wife is called a Marchioness, by the way. Earls. They're next. Earls. There were earls before there were marquises, and that like the whole earl community got pissed off when they brought out the rank of marquis because it was above them.
I'm still furious about it.
It's annoying, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I mean, they used to say when you've got an earl, you've got something, but now it's not really a marquis, is it?
Yeah, everything's in decline.
But as you say, that like people know what an earl is. No one's ever heard of a fucking marquis.
I've never heard.
I didn't. I got wind that I was going to face this line of questioning, as you can tell.
You've done your research.
Yeah. So then below earls, you've got what is it?
Barons.
Yeah, barons. Yeah, and then I think that's it. Then you got life peers, but they're just politicians. And
have you ever met any of these people?
I have. I met the Duke of Norfolk. I used to work for his son. No, he's a prick. His son was all right, but his son was like one of these guys, a short guy, very skinny, who'd been bullied all his life.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't that help people?
But it was like, it didn't help him. It was like, he was like trying to be a good guy, but didn't really know how because everybody had always been mean to him his whole life. And then I met his father, who was even shorter than him. One of the smallest people I've ever met in my life. He was a Duke of Norfolk, who's basically the highest ranking aristocrat in England. And their house is just 3 or 4 miles away from here. They're also the only Catholic aristocracy left in England.
I thought you killed all the Catholics.
Except them.
All right then. They got a pass.
Yeah, they did, yeah. So yeah, Duke of Norfolk, not a really nice guy. He's a bit of a little prick.
Do you think they're all little because of inbreeding?
I don't know. A lot of people who, if you look at any kind of, whether it be sport or business or showbiz or whatever, short people do seem to excel.
You're right. I've noticed that. You're right.
They do, don't they?
Why is that? Look at Tom Cruise.
Even in rugby. Even in fucking rugby. Who was that kid who used to play for England? Used to play on the wing. He was like 5'6".
Are you talking about rugby league or rugby union?
I think it was. Is it Rob Andrew?
Must be rugby union, mate.
Yeah, I think it was rugby union.
Oh, fuck off with rugby union. That's a toss sport.
Listen, I totally agree. But rugby league, you do get little guys on the wing, don't you?
Yeah, not so much now. They're getting stronger in Australia. The halfback, 5'8", fullback maybe, but yeah, they need a bit more size about them on the wing now, or they get pushed out.
No, it was a guy. It was a kid who used to play for Leeds Rhino, so it was league, but he was really famous. I can't remember his name now, but back in the 90s, he was a right fucking short ass.
I still watch old Test matches. It's fucking glorious, glorious.
Yeah.
Previous guests.
The league stroke union debate, by the way, I'm totally on your side. They made me play rugby union at school. It's fucking horrible.
Nah, it's for wankers.
It is. It's boring to watch as well because you can't see the ball most of the time.
That's right. And rugby league's a lot faster.
It's faster. It's easy to understand. It's like it's halfway between rugby union and American football, but it's actually you can tell what's going on and a child can understand it easily.
I interviewed Hack Jokerson, and he said that American football is huge over in England. They sell out a stadium here and there.
I heard that episode.
I was like, what? I thought you were just all soccer mad. Like 99% of people are into the soccer, what we call it.
Listen, people who are terminally pro sports, who love sports, And with all the soccer and cricket and rugby of both kinds and tennis and all that other shit that's on television, still isn't enough for them. Then they get into American football and bore people stupid about it. But I've never met, I know one guy from my whole life who's ever been even slightly interested in American football.
Exactly.
Nobody watches it.
Exactly.
They put on, an American team comes over here. I'm sure they comp all the tickets, bring in an American crowd to fill the stadium up, if it is ever filled up, which I fucking doubt, by the way. No one gives a fuck about it.
No,
Ice hockey is a little bit popular in rugby league country because they kind of, people who like hockey would like
because of the contact.
Yeah, it's a good game. I've nothing to say against hockey. It's a good game.
No, it is a good game.
In fact, it's one of the best fucking spectator sports there is, no doubt. But so is rugby league. But obviously the best is,
cricket.
For sure. 5-day.
Well, you know how you owned America?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you civilize them with cricket?
They're still trying, aren't they?
Not really. It won't work. It's done. But like you succeed completely in India when you owned India. You fucked up Canada. They don't play cricket properly. It's not a big sport over there. Don't defend it. It's not.
No, it's not. I know.
Well, how did you fuck it up?
How long did you fucking have anything to do with it?
How long did you own America and Canada for?
I don't know. I've never owned anything.
I hold you responsible. You and Jeremiah, mate. You're the only two Poms I know.
He's not even a Pom. He's American.
I thought he's a Pom.
He's an American expat living in Birmingham, you fucking wanker.
He's living a lie. People shouldn't be allowed to emigrate. All right, let's change tack. I'm interested in raising children because you're an old-fashioned dad like me. You like playing outside, a bit of sport, spending time with your kid. Where a lot of modern parents seem to shove them with an iPad or a TV program and they think that's parenting. But does Charlie own an iPad?
No, she's got a phone, though, that her mother gave her.
Jesus Christ, it's 7.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's not connected to anything except she watches YouTube and shit on it.
Do you worry about raising a girl in the social media age?
Well, yeah, but I homeschool my one, so hopefully.
Well, she's going to get the fucking whatever the cool TikTok is or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. You worry about it?
Not really. There's no point worrying about anything.
Well, you only end up dead. No. You're a very philosophical man.
Well, I mean, I don't like it. Let me tell you, I don't like that she's got a phone. But I mean, all she does is watch anime videos on YouTube on it, which is fine. But I would rather she didn't have it but like most of the time she's outside riding a bicycle and.
Nah, that's beautiful. And she plays soccer and cricket. It's cool.
She's a pretty shit hot cameraman, as you'll find out when you watch Shitcast State of
I'm
Mind.
looking forward to it.
Look at those fucking fingernails, mate.
Ladies' hands.
Yeah, I've got a piano player's hands, but I can't play the piano for shit.
I've got cuts all over my hands like you, but I've got short, fat, stubby fingers. They're ugly, as my wife tells me.
Yeah.
Beautiful
That's
woman.
probably what. When women, have you ever tried to imagine what life's like being a woman?
No. Why would I?
Because
who cares?
But have you ever thought about it? I've never thought about it until right now. But when you see when you meet a woman, right? You kind of check out her tits and her ass and her legs. And
you can't help it. It's like the Terminator just goes across your eyes and you're like,
yeah. So like, you think you know what you're thinking about when you're looking at that, right? So,
do you think they know what men think?
Well, let me put it this way: what they must certainly by a certain age, when they meet a guy, they must look at your hands and thinking, and look at your fingers and think, what's that going to feel like? Fucking making a mess of my cunt.
I think they just think,
what if he overpowers me?
Please talk to me, please like me, or some dreadful nonsense like that.
Yeah, probably. They probably don't even think about the fingers until it's too late.
But you're sounding like a pot smoker. I mean, who gives a shit? It's like you see a bird and you go, I wonder what it's like to be a bird. Who cares? You're not a bird. Fuck off.
It's a perfect fucking example you use there, because bird is English for woman, for she.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. You call birds.
Or a dumb old clam.
Do you call it, if you see an attractive lady, would you say she's a fit bird?
Not like that. But you might go root a couple of birds.
Yeah.
But we don't say fit.
Yeah, it was when I was coming up, it was that was it. Oh, she's a fit bird.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You are old.
I am, yeah. I mean, yeah. Once you get to my age, you'll realise.
I'll never make it, mate. I've got the influenza. I'll be dead. Now, who killed Princess Di? Was it because she was dating an Arab?
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm a conspiracy guy. Yeah, sure, it was on purpose. Father-in-law did it via the auspices of the intelligence services. Let's say that.
Good, because she had short hair, and she always did that annoying look down and blush thing. Annoyed the shit out of me. Never thought she was beautiful. Hated her.
She was a fucking pig.
A cunt.
Look at her kids. Look how ugly her kids are. She should be like. I'm glad she's dead, because she deserves it for shitting those fucking gargoyles out.
You're right. You're right. She should have died younger. It's not a tragedy.
No.
Oh,
I mean, I would. Fucking hell. Honestly, you don't know what it's. I think you do know what it's like, actually, because there are royalist people in Australia who are really fucking rabid about it, aren't there?
No one under 60.
Yeah, it's probably the same here. But when I was growing up, you go out to people's houses and they have a fucking china plate that they paid £5 for on a stand on the mantelpiece with a picture of her fucking mug on it.
Yeah, I bought a Queen Elizabeth coffee mug to upset people. And I'll be drinking my coffee and people will come over and go, what do you got that fucking shit for? And then I'm happy. Because that's how I roll.
Mate, I got given one. The
Just
ladies of... I do, yeah. I'm not going to break it. But because we just had this Jubilee, whatever colour it was.
What's that mean? A certain amount of how long she's been the boss?
I think it's multiples of 25 years or something. I don't know. I think she's
Well,
been a queen for like 75 years or something.
You know.
Yeah.
You're trying to act cool, but you know.
I saw it written on a bar of chocolate. I think it was platinum.
Well, I don't know.
It must be because I know 1977 was 25 years. So that made it 1952, didn't it? So it's 52, 62, 72. Yeah, so it must be 52. Now it's 2022, so it's 70 years. It's not even a landmark, that is it? 75.
Well,
now you're talking something.
You're celebrating that she didn't die, but you know, who cares?
I mean, given who the fucking heir is, it probably is worth celebrating because he's even worse.
Well, I say bring it on, because Evan will get upset then, or you might kick him out.
Yeah, rivers of blood will run down Park Lane.
You never have the heads on the pikes anymore. What happened to that?
I don't know. They phased it.
Bring it back, mate. Bring it back.
Hang on a minute. I can hear the police knocking on the door.
Secret Service.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to fucking say anything in this country anymore.
It's a joke. We're joking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously it's a joke. We're just spitballing for the play we're writing, aren't we?
That's right. That's right. It's all a big play. The play of life. Now, what do you think is the worst food? Because I see these people with food on Twitter, and Americans love their Mexican shit, and I hate it. It's got beans, chili, fuck off. But then you see these Swedish guys with their fish stews and ugly looking food. That looks shit too.
I've never been to Sweden, but I'll tell you this: Norwegian food is the worst shit I've ever tasted in my life.
Why? What's it about? Like fish?
Mate, I went on the ferry from Newcastle upon Tyne to Stavanger or whatever it is in fucking Norway and spent a fortnight driving around Norway. Do you want to know what the best meal ever? And I spent a lot of money and I was ready to dine out. And I was self-catered. The best food I had in Norway, this was in the 90s, was a hot dog from a petrol station.
Yeah.
Right. And there was on the ferry on the way over, there was this big fucking promo video for how great Norway is. And they had this Norwegian chef talking about Norwegian dumplings. So I watched this fucking video, right? This speciality Norwegian dumplings. Do you know what it is?
What?
It's fucking instant mashed potato with hot dog sausages cut up in it.
Oh, I'd eat that. That sounds all right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, fuck me.
Yeah.
They've got no fresh vegetables. Everything's fucking shit.
Nah, fuck them.
Yeah.
What have they got up there? Elks? Reindeer? What's that all about?
Elves.
Elves?
Yeah.
I thought that was the Duke of Norfolk or whatever he is. All right, now
elves in Norfolk.
We're under a time pressure here because I've got to go to work.
We are, because I've got to go to the piss.
Now, you hold it, old fella. You were late. You drew first blood. Now, what podcast? You're a Compound Media guy.
Yeah, although I've basically stopped watching everything on video.
Why?
For months now. I'm too busy and I don't have the inclination to look at things. The only thing I watch is cricket.
So you stopped watching all podcasts?
I never watch many anyway. The only one.
All right. Well, okay. All right.
Hot water.
What do you listen to then? Comedy
what
wise.
do I listen to?
Comedy wise.
Comedy.
Matt and Shane, War Mode.
I like those. I can't say I listen to them regular though. I should have been prepared for this question. Shall I have a look at my phone?
Jesus Christ. First, this guy's late. 20 minutes late. I think it was 20.
He's not prepared for the fucking questions.
I ask this of everyone.
I know you do. I tell you what I like. Just Cow in the City. Although he's changed the name of it.
Actually, I listened to that once. It's pretty good. I should listen to it more. It's very quirky.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the Brown Snake interview show. I never missed an episode of that. And
well, you are an idiot.
Yeah. Do I have to? That doesn't count as one, though, does it? So I'm going to say
well, it's not funny. So I said comedy, mate.
Yeah. I enjoy, for complete escapism, I enjoy the Mr. Nails In show.
Well, never heard of that.
It's a good show. It's kind of it's all about stuff I'm not interested in, but it's so well produced, and I like the guy who does it, who's Doug Nelson. You've seen him on our show. I like it, and I like New York City Crime Report with Pat Dixon.
What about the Punchgate? What's your policy on the Punchgate? You know much about it?
Punchgate?
Yeah, you know.
Oh no, I haven't heard about this. I've been completely disconnected. This is my first time on the internet.
Really? Well, Gino hasn't done a show now for a week and a half. The internet's blowing up. The fans are turning on each other. People are taking sides. It's fucking great. Okay. I love chaos and anger. But yeah, Gino went into the bar and he was with all his mates having a drink, and then Pat Dixon walked in and just clocked him in the jaw.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Over Pat Dixon's got an ex-girlfriend who looks like the lead singer of Guns
looks
N'
like
Roses.
No, she looks like what do they call that girl from The Pretenders? Chrissy Hine.
Chrissy Hine. I think she was hot, dude. Chrissy Hine was hot. When she was on heroin and really skinny and with that dark, straight black hair. Oh, mama.
Dude, The Pretenders made the best Christmas song ever.
What?
2,000 Miles by The Pretenders is a Christmas song. It's so good, you don't even notice it.
I didn't know it was a Christmas song.
It is, yeah. Listen to it. It's got jingle bells on it. But it's just such a good fucking song. You don't notice it's a Christmas song.
She's got a great voice, that bird.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's a fucking cunt. But, I mean, they all are, so it goes without saying.
Yeah, what'd you even bring it up for? I mean, I'd assume everyone's a cunt.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't watch much podcasts. You used to watch MLC or listen to MLC, but you've dwindled off.
We know each other through that. We know each other through a mutual love of Kevin Brennan, who is the best guy ever. But no, I don't listen to his show anymore.
You you miss Lanny.
Listen, I got no, because I didn't listen to it in those days. I what got me was he got some big fucking exclusive episode or something. I've been fucking paying his Patreon for years, and he put it out on YouTube, which I don't fucking like YouTube. I never use it. So I'm like, fuck this. I want to listen to it on my headphones at work. I can't do that with YouTube. I can now, but I couldn't then. And so I'm like,
you just snap,
why
mate.
the fuck am I? Yeah, I was like, I'm paying for this fucking cunt's fucking content for years, and he's come out with something good, and he's not letting me have it. Fuck him. So I cancelled it.
Oh, so it wasn't on his Patreon or iTunes?
No, he never put. Well, he didn't put it on the Patreon before I cancelled my subscription anyway. So that was it.
There you go.
I still love the guy. I think he's the funniest bloke in the world. But I feel like he would approve of my attitude to that. I mean, he wouldn't if I confronted him with it. He'd say I was wrong because that's
I'd like to say
the right
that
thing to do.
You shouldn't really seek another man's approval.
No, I do not seek his approval. No, I do not seek his approval. I know that he would take offense at that, but I also know that in my shoes, he would have done the same thing.
Yeah. You were on Twitter on a different name, and you got right into it, and then you just spazzed out and cancelled Twitter.
Yeah.
How did you learn to get balance in your life? Because I don't have balance. I'm on it too much.
Well, I don't know really. I just sort of I realized that I've been like in trouble with mental health. You know, I don't want to sound like some American cunt who goes on. Believe you me, I live in England, so I've never been to a psychiatrist. You can't get one.
You just drink beer, don't you?
Yeah, have a drink. Because healthcare is free, it means you can't have it.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been in a pretty bad way before, and I could just feel myself going that way again. And so I was like, well, not this.
It annoys you too much. I
you
like watching.
You start caring about stuff that doesn't matter. You do it right. You just enjoy it. You're the person who sends other people to hospital. Yeah,
that's right. And I enjoy watching civilization collapse on some degree.
Yeah, I've come around to that now. It's kind of the black pill. You sort of
it's just like bring it on, let's go. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not an accelerationist or anything. I think it's kind of okay. The time we're living in now is as good as it's ever going to get. It's only going to get worse for the next 400 years.
Well, who fucking knows? They could invent some magic jizz. I don't know.
Well, I think
I'll be dead next week anyway.
Yeah, you probably will. But yeah, it don't matter. You might as well just. So what I've done is just become as much of a recluse as I possibly can, and just deal with what I can affect.
Which is nearly nothing.
Which is nearly nothing. It makes your life very small and very manageable and very comfy and warm. It's nice.
Yeah, I completely accept that nearly everything's out of my control, and that everything I do is pointless. and within 2-3 generations, you're completely forgotten from history and everyone that you've ever known and all your family. And I find that soothing.
Yeah. I mean, the thought of you're just a young pup yet, but when you get to my age, when you get to my age, you'll realize that like the thought of dying doesn't really concern you at all anymore. It doesn't worry you at all. You think, well, I won't have to get out of bed.
Yeah, because I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired.
I'm tired. Yeah, I had to get up early for this podcast.
Yeah.
Now, I ask every person that comes on this podcast, like, what happened to Rickosaurus? Firstly, were you a fan of his stupid antics and his bloody penis pictures?
I only know who he is because of you talking about him.
Oh, right. Well, go on.
I do have a theory about him.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
I did prepare this much. Okay. I think he was abducted by aliens.
Like illegal aliens?
No, I think he is an illegal alien. He was abducted by Martians.
Marsha? Off the Brady Bunch?
Never seen the Brady Bunch. I mean,
fuck off.
They don't have it.
You've never seen the Brady Bunch?
Nope.
They didn't show it over there?
No.
Jesus.
They didn't show Breaking Bad over here.
You haven't got Wi-Fi yet?
We got great internet, so everybody's seen Breaking Bad, but it wasn't on television here.
Well, television's dead. Fuck television.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, now we're going to do your plugs. How would you describe your podcast? I would say it's a couple of idiots discussing history, but it's done in an endearing way, and it's very funny.
Well, thank you. I can't put it better than that. I mean, like...
Scott's American, you're English, yin and yang.
American, and I'm a English Protestant, let's say. But yeah, we I don't know how we align. We're constantly moving. It's fun, isn't it? It's just you can't say it's just a hang. It's definitely not that. We put a lot of work into it, and
no, you've got a proper podcast. Like, you discuss history and issues, and mine's just nonsense, pointless nonsense.
Yeah, but you've got charisma, mate. You've got charisma. Yeah,
that's what they say to women.
You're a really good interviewer, mate. You're charming. I like your show. But
sexy? Anyway, would you say sexy?
I would if I was a woman who liked the look of your fingers.
Smash that wet Stacey Pressman.
Yeah.
Stacey Pressman, where do you stand on that?
Do you know, the first time I laid eyes on her, I thought, that's a pretty nice piece of ass. But like, the more you listen to her,
what are you listening to her for?
I listened to her show for a bit. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts.
Because you're a driver.
Yeah, I'm a driver. But now, you see, what I listen to, the reason I don't listen to podcasts isn't because I don't like podcasts. I do. But I do listen to a few podcasts, but I have to do so much fucking work for the show. So I download loads of documentaries and shit off YouTube.
Oh, show prep.
Yeah, and I listen to that while I'm at work.
So you're saying you're too good for the normal podcast now?
No, I'm saying I'm trying to make my show good. So
no, you look down on us scum. You're a fucking filthy animal. Who do you think you are? You want to become one of those marquees.
A Marquis?
Whatever.
That's the gayest rank. I'd definitely rather be an Earl than a Marquis. I don't care who goes to dinner first.
I think the Duke sounds cool.
Well, Duke's the top.
Sounds pretty cool.
Duke, yeah. But it's all just the Queen's kids. It's the Queen's kids plus this fucking Norfolk geezer.
Would you fuck Queen Elizabeth if she asked you nicely?
Yes.
Would you?
Yeah. Really hard as well.
Yeah. You're probably the most disgusting man I've ever met. All right, mate. Thanks for doing the podcast. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me. I feel like I finally made it now.
Oh, yeah. This is going to break the internet. All right, mate. Fuck off.
It is.
I'm like, that's what the world needs, another podcast.
That's right. From two comedians.
Yeah, my mom has a fucking podcast.